Okay, so the Houston Texans have won their eighth game in a row against the Los Angeles Chargers, 20-16. The Houston Texans have been on a hot streak after a slow start starting the season 0-3, and they've had one of the best turnarounds this NFL season. And it had me wondering if this could be a team that could potentially win the Super Bowl. And honestly, at the moment, I think they have a real chance at winning the Super Bowl. The defense has been very impressive this season. This has been one of the best defenses that I have seen in the 2020 so far, and they've been the best defense in the league this year. They're number one in scoring defense and number one in opponents' yards allowed per game, and they're also top five in sacks, pressures, and turnovers this season. And this is a defense that does not really have any flaws. I mean, their cornerbacks are really physical. They're really great in man coverage and in zone. They have four corners that have four or more interceptions. And their linebacking core is very physical. They got a lot of flexibility there. They got guys who can blitz the quarterback. They got guys who can go out in coverage. And their defensive end combo with Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. might be the best in the entire NFL. Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. combined for 24 and a half sacks and nearly 140 pressures combined. They can really get to the quarterback and cause a lot of havoc. And we saw that today against the Chargers. And this defense in general just makes it hard for NFL teams. Against the Chiefs, they got three turnovers on Patrick Mahomes. And on Thursday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills, and in that game, they did a really good job compromising the passing game, and they limited the Bills to only 19 points, and this is one of the best scoring offenses in the league. The main issue that is stopping the Texans from potentially winning the Super Bowl is going to be their offense. It's not a great offense. CJ Stroud still has not been playing to the level that he was during his rookie season, but I will say it's been a better season than last year. The Texans still are 21st in scoring offense, and they're bottom half of the league in touchdowns, rushing yards, and passing yards. And they have one of the worst offensive lines. CJ Stroud is still facing quite a lot of pressure, and they're missing some of their best running backs. Both Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon are currently out. Cody Marks has done a decent job, but they need somebody else at the running back position. And besides Nico Collins, it really hasn't been much from the receiving core. I know the two wide receivers they drafted this year of Iowa State had pretty solid games, but really throughout most of the year, it's been inconsistent play from them. And just watching the Texans play throughout this year, it's really hard for this offense to get going and find any consistency. I mean, the game against the Chargers today, it looked like they're ready to blow out the Chargers. Two straight touchdown drives, both off of pretty deep throws from CJ Stroud. But then their offense could not get any scoring going until the third quarter where they kicked a field goal. And I know the Chargers defense is pretty decent, but I mean, this is an issue against teams like against the Las Vegas Raiders, one of the worst teams in the league. This team should have scored 42 points on the Raiders, and they only won by two. I mean, this is just an offense that can't find any consistency, and the replacement for Bobby Slowick and Nick Haley has not done a great job, and you were hoping he would do a little better than him from last year. I mean, he's coming from a pretty good offensive coaching tree with Sean McVay and the Rams. You'd think he would bring a lot of what he learned over from there, but that just has not been the case so far. And if their offense cannot find any rhythm or consistency, it's going to be hard for them to win multiple playoff games. But there are moments where they have really good stretches, and if they can just continue off of it, find some consistency in the run, and just get some easy throws from CJ Stroud, this Texans team can do something special here. Also, CJ Stroud's decision making needs to be better. He had two really bad interceptions. I know one of them was a tip ball, but even still, that looked like it was just going to be a pick without the tip. Also, the Texans do have a chance at getting the second seed if the Patriots lose out and if the Jacksonville Jaguars either lose this week to the Indianapolis Colts or next week to the Tennessee Titans, which I'm not sure if that's really going to happen. It's a pretty easy schedule for them. I think the Texans will win next week too against the Colts. I mean, 44-year-old Philip Rivers is not really a great quarterback to have to play against right now. Bobby Slowick and Nick Haley has not worked out as well as many thought, myself included. I thought getting the guy from the Sean McVay tree would have been great, and I thought he would have implemented a lot of stuff from that system. And he has tried to. I mean, he's really been trying to focus on the run, but it just really hasn't worked due to the injuries and the bad offensive line play. But maybe next year, if they can get some better running backs and better offensive line, we can see a better version of this offense. I still think the talent on that offense is not as good as the defense. And in a league where offense matters more than defense a lot of the times, it's going to be very hard for a team to win a Super Bowl if they can't get a consistent offense going. But if the playoffs come around and the Texans can get to a 12 to 16 range in offensive statistical categories, I do think they have a shot. I mean, if they can just be just a little better on offense and a little more consistent, I think there is a situation where they can find themselves playing a team like Denver that has a shoddy offense or a team like the Patriots that are kind of young and inexperienced in the AFC Championship game. I think they can very well beat either of those teams. And in general, this has been a very odd year in the NFL. There hasn't really been a team that's been super dominant or a clear favorite. So, I mean, even with the flaws that the Texans have, it's hard not to throw them in the mix because there hasn't really been a team in the NFL this year that has stood out against any other team. There's a bunch of teams that are really good, but they all have a lot of flaws. It's not like the Eagles team last year that was just so dominant with special teams, with defense, and with their offense. This year is a lot different. And with how next week plays out, it'll be very interesting to see if the Texans get the 2 or the 3 seed. A lot will have to go their way for them to get the 2 seed. The Patriots and the Jaguars will both have to lose out, and they both have a pretty easy schedule. So it does seem like they'll get the 3 seed. But playoffs are coming soon, and I'm really excited because I have no clue really who's going to win the Super Bowl or who gets to the Super Bowl. This will be the first year since 2018 that the Chiefs will not be even in the AFC Championship game. So the fact that we're getting two new teams in the AFC Championship this year is going to be very fun. But anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more football content.